Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been so hot and miserable. We're talking 95 plus for 4 days here in the Ozarks where we're at the Corvus Moon Studio, and I just needed to get out and get some air. So here in the studio I use a lot of canned air. It's not environmentally friendly. Never has been. This is a Menards brand. I do not promote that, but it is one of the cheaper brands, and they give you a lot in this can for that, but it still runs about $6, $7 a can. And well, I go through one of these a month. $7 a month, big deal. It starts adding up year after year after year, and it's not very friendly. Then I saw some guys online on some of my favorite channels using something like this. This is a battery-powered duster, for better terms. In fact, that's what you look up, battery-powered duster, not blower, because you'll get a lawn and garden equipment. But it's a battery-powered duster. They're relatively affordable. They run about $30 or so. This one was the one that I could get instantly from Home Depot. They work all right. I'm going to put these head to head to see just exactly who wins out. I can already tell you, and you probably know which one that's going to be, as far as its efficiency is concerned. But we want to do an honest head to head with them, and I thought, why not? I'm not being sponsored by this at all. Now I use the canned air primarily to dust off electronics and electronic equipment and keyboards and the laser engravers. This is very important to dust the inside of the laser modules, because the wood that I use and the plywood develops a lot of soot and funk inside of the laser module, and so after 4 or 5 or 20 jobs, depending on what, how efficient I'm feeling, I'll go in and I'll use this on the inside of the modules to clean out the electronic components and the heat sinks, because they get very fouled with the fan constantly bringing smoke through it. These freeze up after a while if you use them constantly and keep using it and just keep the pressure on and keep using it. This will get extremely cold, kind of like a propane tank or similar such things, and they'll freeze up. They'll get to the point where they just won't blow anymore, and the thing will be full. You'll have to let it thaw. Either that, or you have 2 of them, and one's warm and the other one's colder than crap. That's the situation that you run into with those. These, well, obviously that's not going to get so cold it stops working. It's got that going for it, and these last quite some time. I've actually used this for about 30 or 40 minutes, just randomly doing dusting, and this can work for a lot of things. Let's get to testing and blowing some stuff. Yeah. So if you go to Menards and just type in air duster, dusting can, this is called Blow Off, and it runs like $7.10 each. They're not that cheap, but it's a decent product as far as any of the other can pressed air cans that you can get on the market. Some of them are a big rip off. This one's not. You get what you pay for. You get $7 worth of air in a can. Yeah. But we go to Home Depot here, and what we've got is New House electric cordless air duster. My Home Depot actually had this in stock, so I went and got this one. It was $29. It gets various reviews. This gets 3.5 stars, which isn't bad out of 100 people roughly checking it out here. 18 gave it 1, but 39 gave it 5 stars, so why not? They're basically the same. There's several different ones on the market. In fact, Home Depot has 2 of them, and I'm trying to figure out what the other one's name was. It's this one's called the New House, and this one's just called Cordless Compressed Air Duster. and they're all basically the same. This one gets 4 stars, basically the same. It's a little bit more money, $33, but yeah, not quite even sure what the name brand of this one is. They're all really similar. So yeah, get the one that you want. Oh, Kimi, Keimi, Kimi. So there's that one. I have one of my, well, actually I have 2 of my little fortune telling boxes here, and I sand them with a little orbital vibrating sander, and it makes quite a bit of fine dust. Now I typically have extraction, and I'm using this in a different room, but for demonstration purposes we're going to do it right out here and make a mess. That's kind of the point. I'll get all these sanded real quick, literally. And then once they're sanded, in the black areas, there will be a lot of this fine dust. Now you hold down the button on this thing until it comes on, and then 2 more presses will get you to its highest speed. And that's not too bad. That pretty much took care of that pile of dust there, and there's not really much left here behind. Now it is very loud. I don't know if you can see all of the debris that's inside this dark area, but this seems to be doing a pretty good job removing it. Let's see if I can get a little closer. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you can see how that just takes it right out. And this is what I primarily use this this blower for, and it works really good for that. It is very loud. Not bad. So yeah, it's got quite a bit of force behind it. I could actually push things off of tables with it. Not bad for the price. Now we go back to its competitor, our air in a can, our blow off. And as you can tell, you're going to have a lot more force come out of this one little bitty nozzle. Yeah, and it's going to outperform the electric one, just bar none. There's no real competition here, and the focus and the ability of you to put the exact amount of pressure right where you want it out of this little bitty nozzle is the advantage that the canned air will always have over this electronic system. We'll get these all set up here, and we will examine them, the differences between the two. We will see if the electric duster has underperformed to the point to where we need some assistance here. I'm going to take both of these. Now obviously the top one is our canned air and the bottom one is our electric duster. I'm using the canned air on this to see if we left any residue with the electric duster, and it doesn't seem to have left anything. So it's actually performing about as well. It's just a bit louder and a bit. Here I'm going ahead and just use some real-world dusting. I've got inside the kiln room. There's always just a ton of dust, and so I'm blowing some of this dust away, and then I'm going to take the air in a can and see if we left over behind so much that we can't see a difference. And I don't see a lot that I've left behind here. Obviously, you have to hold it on and turn it on with 2 more pushes, and we'll just do some random dusting here, and then I'll go ahead and take the canned air and see if this little residual dust that's on here, if the canned air can remove that. And it seems to be removing a little bit that the electronic duster did not get, because of its just sheer force coming out of this little bitty nozzle. So the duster, battery powered duster, it definitely takes a while to start up. So if you're in a hurry, 1 and 2, full power, that takes a while, and it's loud, but it comes with all of these other attachments, and you can fill up your pool toys with it and do other things with it. It's basically just a high pressure blower with a really powerful battery. It'll last quite some time. The only drawback I see of this is, one, it's not nearly as focused as that. Now I've tried to put the really thin little nozzle on it, and it doesn't work. This nozzle is probably the minimum and the maximum velocity and power you're going to get out of this thing. There is a smaller one, doesn't work very well. So, you know, at $6 to $7 a pop, when you can grab one of these guys for 30, just use around the shop, I'm going to give it 4 stars, and I will use this. I have been using it because it's just convenient to just pull out. It's got an easy USB-C charge cable that just charges with any USB-C, even off of your computer, even though that's usually a slow charge. Usually one of the little phone pucks charges it up. It's got a little indicator charged or not. And yeah, I mean, it's a really tough piece of kit for 30 bucks. What are you gonna do? Honest assessment, you know, use what you want to use. I use both of them, but yeah, this is a good purchase. Catch you guys later on the other side of the studio.